Yeah, it'll be interesting to hear what Dave Calhoun has to say. I think his messaging is going to be similar to what we heard in the employee town hall yesterday. Far different tone we're hearing from Dave Calhoun at this point than what we heard from Boeing executives after the MAX crashes and the grounding initially. At that time, people said, boy, way too slow and at times a little bit too tone deaf. Not the case today for Dave Calhoun. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Let me bring you up to speed in terms of the grounding of the 737 Max-9s. 171 of the 218 that have been delivered, 171 are grounded. Those are those that have a door plug on them. And of those, they are in the process of figuring out what the protocol is. The FAA was emphatic yesterday in saying, look, the inspection rules to make sure that those planes are safe to fly again, that has not been finalized. They're in discussions with Boeing. And again, 171 of those planes are impacted. Alaska and United, the two biggest operators of Dash 9s around the world. We mentioned the Dave Calhoun employee town hall meeting yesterday. If you've watched some of the clips that have been put out by the company or you listen to the audio, you can tell that Dave Calhoun and his team realize the significance of this moment in terms of what it means for Boeing and its future. In fact, he said, we want to be as transparent as possible. Every detail matters as they work on trying to figure out exactly what happened on that Alaska Airlines plane and why that door plug flew out. Don't miss our exclusive coming up a little bit later on today on the Exchange Guys, where we're going to be talking with Dave Calhoun, not just about what happened on Friday, but the bigger question of ensuring quality control and safety here at the MAX plant. It has been a theme we have hit with him in the past. He has said it is one of his top priorities. And yet you have an incident like last week, which then raises the question, how do you change something that clearly is not working in terms of the manufacturing process or at the inspection process, whatever it might be when they ultimately figure out why that door plug came out of that Alaska Airlines plane. Guys, back to you.
And as you said, Phil, the key question now is around culture, right, of safety and not making these kinds of mistakes. Although, you know, I'm reading a lot of analysts about this and a lot of experts. It does feel like there is a key distinction between manufacturing and production flaws and design flaws, especially as it relates to this problem versus the crashes a few years ago where many people were killed. Can you explain that?
Well, it remains to be seen exactly what caused what happened on Friday night on that Alaska Airlines plane. Almost everybody that I've talked with who is an aviation safety expert or has worked for the NTSB, when we've said, hey, what do you think? Just looking at what evidence we have right now from the public. Almost all of them say the same thing. It's not a design flaw. They do not believe that it's a design flaw. There are hundreds, thousands of planes around the world that are flying with door plugs, and this is the first time that you've seen one come off like this, which then brings up the question, was it a manufacturing issue? And those door plugs are manufactured at Spirit Aerosystems in Wichita, Kansas, or was it a production issue? That's the issue. And then there's also the question, did anybody else have access to that door from Alaska Airlines? All, Carl, what the NTSB is looking into.